Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to KRS TV. This is your boy Kenny, and this is a brand new episode of my show here on YouTube called Tea and Scandals. I'd like to thank you all for clicking on, and this episode is about the groundbreaking girl group that put Motown on the map, and I am talking about no other than the Marvelettes. Originally a quintet, the group consisted of Gladys Horton, Katherine Anderson Schaffner, Georgiana Tillman Gordon, Juanita Cowart Motley, and Georgia Dobbins. The group was formed in 1960 in Inkster, Michigan, which is a suburb west of Detroit, Michigan. And it was created, the group was formed by an Inkster High School student, Gladys Horton, who was 15 years old at the time, and she was also the member of the Glee Club. She also will recruit other Glee Club members to the group, Katherine Anderson, Georgiana Tillman, Juanita Cowart, and high school graduate Georgia Dobbins. Originally called the Castanets, by 1961 they were named the Marvels, and in that same year they entered into a talent show contest at the behest of a high school teacher. The winner of the talent contest would get a chance to audition for Motown Records. They actually finished 4th place in the contest, but because they were so good, 2 of the teachers decided to come together to help them get an audition with Motown, which they did. And after auditioning for Berry Gordy, he told them to come back with their own composition. Georgia Dobbins, along with a local musician named William Garrett, wrote and arranged the song Please Mr. Postman. However, Georgia Dobbins left the group shortly afterwards due to her mother being sick and having to help her father and younger siblings. And she was replaced by another Inkster High School student, Wanda Young. Georgia, who was the leader of the group, enlisted Gladys Horton as the new leader of the group, as well as his lead singer. In July 1961, they were signed to Motown/Tumblr Records, and Berry Gordy changed their name to the Marvelettes. Their first single, Please Mr. Postman, was released August 21st, 1961, and it was a smash hit, going #1 pop and #1 R&B. Motown's first #1 hit. Again, they put Motown on the map. The song will also go #1 again in 1975 when it was covered by the Carpenters. The group also released a song, Twistin' Postman, which went number 34 pop, and it kind of played off of the dance craze of the twist that was done by Chubby Checker. They also did the song Playboy, written by Gladys Horton, which went number 7 on the pop charts, and their 4th hit, Beechwood 45789, which was co-written by Marvin Gaye, who was a session drummer who played on this recording as well as some of their earlier recordings as well. This song, Beechwood 45789, went number 17 pop and number 7 R&B. The B-side of Beechwood 45789, a song called Someday Someway, got a lot of play on R&B radio stations, and the song went to number 8 on the R&B charts, the group's first double-sided hit. Due to their success, they had to leave school to tour, and they were promised that they were going to have tutors, but they never got any tutors. And due to them being underage, they were taken in by Berry's older sister, Esther Gordy Edwards, who also bused them to Motown review shows. In 1963, Juanita Cowart left the group due to a nervous breakdown, and the group carried on as a quartet. That same year, they released the song Locking Up My Heart, which was written and produced by the trio Holland Dozier Holland. It went number 44 pop and number 25 on the R&B charts, and it also is the first song in which Gladys Horton and Wanda Young sing lead vocals. By 1964, American groups were having trouble getting hits due to the British invasion. By 1963, the top girl group on Motown was Martha and the Vandellas. By 1964, the top girl group was the Supremes, who had a #1 pop hit with Where Did Our Love Go?, a song that was originally presented to the Marvelettes, who turned it down, and instead chose the song Too Many Fish in the Sea, written by Norman Whitfield. And that song went to number 25 on the pop charts, which in a way created an intense rivalry with the Supremes. But the Marvelettes loved Florence Ballard, who actually temporarily filled in for Wanda Young when she was pregnant, and she actually did lead and background vocals for them. And they even said that Florence wasn't much of a dancer, but she kept up with them, so they did have a good relationship with Florence Ballard. And also, it was also around 1965 where Georgiana Tillman, who actually suffered from sickle cell anemia and also later diagnosed with lupus, she left the Marvelettes in 1965, and the group would remain a trio. Georgiana Tillman Gordon, who married Billy Gordon of the Contours, continued to work for Motown as a secretary from 1965 until 1972, when Motown moved to Los Angeles. She then, after 1972, moved back to Inkster, Michigan, where she died on January 6, 1980, at the age of 35. By mid-1965, Wanda Young Rogers, who married Bobby Rogers of the Miracles, took over as lead singer, and they had more hits with I'll Keep Holding On, which went number 34 on the pop charts. Danger, Heartbreak Dead Ahead, went number 11 on the R&B charts, and then they had a comeback hit with one of my favorite tunes from them, Don't Mess With Bill, which was written and produced by Smokey Robinson. It went number 7 on the pop charts and number 3 on the R&B charts in 1966, which was their last top 10 single. They had modest success with You're the One and The Hunter Gets Captured by the Game, another Smokey Robinson creation, went number 13 on the pop charts and number 2 on the R&B charts. In 1967, they had a hit with When You're Young and in Love, a song that was composed by Van McCoy and originally recorded by Ruby and the Romantics. It went number 23 pop, number 9 on the R&B charts, and number 13 on the UK charts. Their only single to have a UK hit. And this song will later go on to be covered by the likes of Ralph Carter as well as Stacey Lattisaw. And also, this song, When You're Young and in Love, was also the last song to feature Gladys Horton, who, after giving birth to her first child, Sammy, who was born with cerebral palsy, she decided to leave the Marvelettes, and she was replaced by Ann Bogan. In November 1967, the Marvelettes released My Baby Must Be a Musician, which featured Melvin Franklin of The Temptations on the intro, and the Miracles guitarist Marv Tarplin played guitar on the track. The song went number 17 pop and number 8 on the R&B charts. And by 1968, notables like Holland Dozier Holland were leaving Motown due to financial disputes with the label. And after the release of My Baby Must Be a Musician, the group struggled with little to no promotion. Wanda Young Rogers began to struggle with depression and started using drugs and alcohol, which became a huge problem within the group and Motown due to her missing shows and also because of her outburst. In 1970, Wanda recorded songs for a solo album produced by Smokey Robinson, and they decided to market the album The Return of the Marvelettes. Wanda actually was the only member of the Marvelettes on the cover because Katherine Anderson said she refused to appear on the cover, feeling that Motown disrespected her and the group. And following the release of that album, the group disbanded for good. After Motown moved to Los Angeles in 1972, Katherine and Wanda left the music business and they stayed in Michigan, and Gladys Horton had moved to Los Angeles with her 3 sons. In the early 1980s, former members of the Marvelettes filed suit against Motown for not receiving royalties for their previous work. By 1989, Gladys Horton tried to reunite the Marvelettes after being offered a contract with Motor City Records, with Wanda Young being the only one willing to come back. Gladys Horton would continue to perform until she was shut down from using the name The Marvelettes, due to a man named Larry Marshak, who, after a legal dispute, ended up owning the name the Marvelettes. He ended up buying it from Motown, and what he did was that he had several groups using the name the Marvelettes. So Gladys Horton, who was the founding member of the group, couldn't even perform using the name she helped make famous. And Gladys would fight for years to get ownership of the name. By 2006, due to the efforts of Mary Wilson of the Supremes, legislation was launched in 33 states called the Truth in Music Act, which prevents performers from using the name of the group if it didn't consist of at least one original member of the group. This caused Larry Marshak, and this guy was a snake, to change the name of his group to Tribute to the Marvelettes. Yeah, Tribute to the Marvelettes, but the Marvelettes didn't get any credit or recognition for that. And Gladys Horton, along with Katherine Anderson, fought for years to get their name back, and while they were in the final stages of their legal battle, sadly Gladys Horton died from a stroke in a California nursing home on January 26, 2011 at the age of 66. In 2005, they received 2 gold plaques for their biggest hits, Please Mr. Postman and Don't Mess with Bill. They were also featured on TV One's Unsung in 2012, and I loved that episode. It was really good. Their song, After All, which was written by Smokey Robinson, was sampled by Jay-Z on his song Poppin' Tags on his 2002 album, The Blueprint 2, The Gift and the Curse. In 1995, they received a Pioneer Award at the Rhythm and Blues Foundation. They were also inducted into the Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame, once in Cleveland in 2013 and the second time in Detroit in 2017. And they were inducted into the Group Hall of Fame in 2004. So this is, you know, one of the pioneer groups of Motown. If it wasn't for the Marvelettes and for their success, previous success that followed would have never happened. So the Marvelettes are definitely pioneers in Motown Records, and their legacy and their music continue to live on. So that's what I have, everybody. If you want to share your thoughts on the Marvelettes, or you have any information that I didn't include in this, please feel free to get down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you want to share some of your favorite songs or favorite tunes from the Marvelettes, get down in those comments. I would love to hear from you. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you can get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I'll be back with another episode of Tea and Scandals. So until next time, everybody, take care.